Hello everyone, welcome back to the second video on my YouTube channel, and today I decided to put myself together a little bit better. I realized that I should probably kind of, get ready if I'm going to be showing my face to the world. So as promised in the last video, I promised you guys that I would be showing you my workshop area. And before we get right into that, I just want to remind you guys that no, it is not a garage. It is not a very big workspace, but sometimes you do have to work with what you got. It's not convenient, but it does work. So we're gonna get into my workshop. It's really just my second bedroom, but whatever you want to call it, let's get right into it. Right here is just kind of a mess of stuff, okay? Because this was originally our living room. So we do still have stuff in here. And then a lot of this stuff I use for staging and decor. Now this is a very cluttered space because we had to have somewhere to put all of our junk. But some of the things that I recommend for staging pieces would be, this is a lamp. We do have the lamp shade. I mean, I don't recommend going to Target and buying a whole bunch of different objects. A lot of the time you can just find stuff around your house, but we really didn't have any decor, so I did have to do one shopping trip to Target, but I pretty much stage every single piece with the same thing. So I'll usually have a lamp. I have this really nice jar here. I feel like it's a statement piece that would be perfect on just about any top. So you want to be able to stage things how you think people would have them in their home. I mean, if you are having a dresser, they're gonna have some sort of decor on their dresser, most likely. So having just random cute knickknacks that you think your audience would also have in their place. Now, if you're doing nightstands, a clock, that would be a good idea. A lamp, because people have lamps on their nightstands. Common sense, people, right? But it is smart to be able to stage it. I mean, posting pictures with just your product and good lighting, that is good, but putting props on top of your pieces is just another step that is going to get your pieces to sell way faster. So just a tip for you guys. All right, and then over here, so this I just finished and I just got up on Marketplace. Waiting for someone to come pick that up. So this is actually a really good example of a finished piece. I did get this piece for free when we were going to pick up a dresser that's actually over there. You guys will end up seeing it, but apparently she was moving and she just wanted to get rid of all her stuff. And a lot of the time that does happen. When you guys go to Facebook Marketplace and you go to pick up something, it's not a bad idea to ask them, hey, is there anything else that you don't want? Because a lot of the time, they have stuff they don't want and they just don't think they'll be able to sell it. And that was the case here. But this is a very good example. This is completely finished. I have the hardware on. I had to sand this piece. This is not real wood, so I didn't sand too much of it. I just wanted to do a nice scuff sand so that the primer and paint would adhere to the piece, okay? So I primed, I sanded it. This was a piece that I was able to sand with my sander. I painted it and then I was able to seal it and let it dry. Last, put the hardware on. Now, one thing, guys, if you look at this here, the legs, this is actually very hard to paint for a first project, so I would avoid doing something like that. Now this is not completely finished yet, but when it's more kind of just solid and there's not a lot of pieces that you have to kind of paint through, this is a good piece to start out with, just so you guys know. Other than those over there, these are stuff that I will be working on. I think that this will be the first dresser that you guys are gonna see me do in my very first start to finish YouTube video. Also have our staging wall. It is not yet finished. I am waiting to get more. However, this is wallpaper. This is actually just a peel and stick from Amazon. I can link that down below. It's not my favorite, but they definitely do have a lot of wallpapers on Amazon. And I think it's a good starting piece. I mean, you can see over there, that's what our blank wall was. And this is definitely gonna look better as a staging for staging and in pictures than just that blank wall, because it kind of draws it into the dressers. So if you are thinking about doing it, I would highly recommend thinking about finding a wall wherever you're working and getting a staging wall, because it definitely is going to help when it comes to staging and pictures for our Facebook Marketplace. This is a set that I am almost done with. I stained the tops and painted the bottom, or the base of the dresser white. And look at these knobs. These knobs are gonna be so cute. Look at those. That's what's gonna go on there. And once I figure it out, it's gonna look like that, and that's how the dresser's gonna look. Pretty cool, huh? All right, and then over here, it's very cluttered, but this is kind of like my painting station. This is not a garage, this is it's a bedroom. Like, this is what it's supposed to be, is a bedroom. Some things you really are gonna need are paintbrushes, okay? So I went to Lowe's and I just bought a 3-pack. These are the only paintbrushes that I have bought since I have started furniture flipping, and they're great. This one, so, you know, the most generic one, it covers a lot of space. However, these two, these are really good for those curved pieces. You know that blue piece that I showed you over there? Yeah, those had a lot of curves, and you're definitely gonna need brushes like this to be able to get into the corners, you know? I had to get into the corners over here for doing that dresser. So, paintbrushes are a must. Now, this might not be the right way of doing it, but I do have just these little touch-up brushes that actually I got from Michael's. They really aren't meant for painting, but like painting furniture, but because it is such a small area, I'm just gonna use these. They're working so far. Now, another thing that I also really recommend are solo cups. This is not a necessity, but it does help. You pour a lot of paint, or you pour the paint that you're gonna be using for the furniture into here. That way your can is not open the entire time and debris can't get in. Rather, it can get into this little cup, and if so happens that debris gets in there, you can throw this little bit away instead of the entire can, because paint can get expensive. Now, these I really like to use for top coating. These just help eliminate streaks and clumps. I have found this to be the best way to eliminate those. All right, another necessity, you guys, is this screwdriver. You absolutely do need to have this. You have to be able to get the hardware off in order to do everything to your pieces, okay? And a lot of the time, you're gonna wanna replace it with new pieces. You do wanna make sure that it comes with several bits, because not all hardware is going to be the same. So I can show you guys here. This is a screwdriver that has several bits, and this is going to help with just about any type of dresser or piece that you are refinishing. This I picked up at Menards and is probably gonna be at just about any hardware store. Now, if you do want to get a little more advanced, this is an impact drill. And yes, it is heavy duty. This impact drill will get your stuff done so much quicker. Again, the screwdriver does work, but if you're starting to really get into furniture flipping, impact drill all the way, you guys. All right, and again, for another this or that, this is the hand sander that I used for my first few pieces. It does work. You just screw on, or you clamp on different pieces of sandpaper depending on what grit you want. For really getting down to bare wood on your pieces, I would do a lower grit. It is a little bit backwards, so like 80 grit I would do to get down onto bare wood, like get down to bare wood, and then the higher you go will smooth things out. So I would do like a 180 or up. Now again, if you want to get a little more advanced, I purchased this bad boy from Lowe's. After about my second or third flip, I was done hand sanding. It is not something you need, but for me, it is definitely something I wanted to continue doing this. This is just a regular sander from DeWalt, and it's not the best sander. It was only 50 or 60 bucks, I believe. I can link this down below as well. But actually, I'll have most of this stuff linked down below so you guys can find it depending on your level and how much you really want to invest into starting furniture flipping. But this definitely gets the job done. I will pick this sander over a hand sander any day. And it's pretty easy to use, but wear a mask and sunglasses or goggles. So over here, guys, we do have all of our paints. Now this is also a closet. We don't have much storage in this space, so we are doing with what we got. But we got our paint, we got spray paint, we got some wood filler, our primer, just pretty much all the things we've accumulated in order to make these projects happen. Now, this is stuff that I have been accumulating. This is not what you need. If you are just starting out, you need one primer, you need one type of paint, whatever type of paint you think. I mean, obviously furniture paint if you're gonna be doing furniture, and then a top coat as well. So we have gotten a sander recently, so we used the sander. We got like a $50 or $60 sander, but you can hand sand, and we do have some sandpaper up there. Now, if this is something you guys are absolutely just starting, it is okay to start with hand sanding, but I recommend not doing it forever, otherwise you're gonna get wiped. So yeah, this is pretty much our space. It definitely is pretty small, but it definitely does work. I mean, as you can see, look at our floor. Yeah, we're renting, so I'm definitely gonna have to clean that up before the end of our lease. Okay, so there is a lot of things that I can go into depth in other videos for you guys, but I wanted you to get the general idea of what type of space I have. Now, one thing that I really want you guys to take away from this video is work with what you got. If you want to do furniture flipping, don't let your space keep you from doing that. This is not the biggest space in the world. I would love to have a huge garage to be able to do that in, but that is just not the case for me right now. But yeah, this is a great way to make an income. You can be any age, really. I mean, I could have started this at an earlier time and been able to make money then too. In other videos, I will go more into depth on some of the things that I use. I will show you guys throughout my videos how to do things and what I use. So always remember, guys, work with what you got. Don't let your space keep you from doing this. I wish I had a garage, but I just don't. So I'm using this back room, and you guys can use just about any space. Make it work for you. You can definitely do it. Take it outside if you have to. So that is my workshop, you guys. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Comment down below any questions that you may have about my workshop, or comment down below what you want to see in the next upcoming videos. I think next I will be working on this dresser over here. And you guys will be able to see my very first furniture flip from start to finish.